Alright guys, in this lesson we're going to set up an inventory automation application for Shopify. And the reason why we want to do this is because you're going to be doing your inventory updates manually in the beginning, but over time it's going to be quite cumbersome. So we can automate this process pretty easily, and the app I usually recommend people use is StockSync. Okay, so the cool thing about StockSync is that, I'm not sure if there's other apps available, but there's a free version. It works with CSV files, EDI, text, all this stuff. Some suppliers will send you these files automatically, like on a weekly basis or even daily basis sometimes. So if they do send those automatic updates via Gmail, you can set up, or even if they have like FTP access. Some suppliers have FTP, email, REST API, Dropbox. If they have this, if they send it to you, if they have an automation set up on their end, then you can use this app to automate your store with their inventory feed and keep your store updated. So automated scheduling of the inventory. So basically like every day or every week, whatever. It makes it a lot easier on your end. You still may have issues, like because if they have a discrepancy between what their actual inventory has in stock versus what they're reporting, then there will be discrepancies, obviously. Sometimes you still have to do back orders or deal with out of stock orders and things like that. But this should help free up a lot of your time and a lot of the time that maybe you have a virtual assistant spending updating your store, which is costly to use. So it's either time or money you're freeing up, and they even have a free plan, but let's see, so 3,000 SKUs is their free plan, which is probably plenty to start with unless you have a ton, in which case it's like $5, $10, or $50 a month or something like that. So it's really not that much money. Obviously, if you can set it up and get it working right, then it'll be really good. So to do that, just click the link below, I guess, or just go to the Shopify App Store, click StockSync, and click Add App. And it comes with a 2-week free trial. So I'm going to go ahead and install it on my store and get it going. All right, so they have some training for you. I'll quickly walk you through this as well. But look, if you have any issues with this software, any software that I show in this course, of course, you can always go to the software creator to get support for those issues. So go through their training, okay? Don't just rely on mine. I'm having to learn this stuff as well as you are. So this training shows setting up a feed has never been easier. Choose the type of feed. Add or remove products or update existing products in your store. You can connect to your supplier, dropshipper using the templates provided. Different types of connection methods. Be quantity rules expert, master the price conditions, and schedule a sit back and enjoy. So that's kind of the idea. You should be able to kind of fully automate the inventory part of your store using something like this, which is a great software to use. So basically just if you get CSV files from your suppliers, you can kind of go this way. So I'll have to look into seeing if I have any CSVs from my suppliers yet for this store. But the idea is, you can set up an automation to either update existing products, add new products, or remove discontinued products. Okay, so suppliers usually are going to send you stock sheets about the same products over and over again. So it's almost always going to be update existing products. Works right away by matching the SKU barcode or others. No import needed. Keep inventory quantity level same as supplier or warehouse. Adjust product pricing with flexible price condition. 50+ connection types, 8 file formats supported. So yeah, anyways, this is basically the full access free trial. And it even comes with a list of suppliers which they automatically already have the stuff connected with. So if in the future maybe you want to kind of expand and see if one of these would fit your store, you're sure you go for it. But most of them just keep in mind that they're going to be like distributors, It might open you up to more name brand products, which is kind of cool. But with that said, it is kind of hard to sell name brand products. It's better to sell generic brand products. But there are a bunch of distributors here which will dropship for you. So keep that in mind, of course. And you'll probably need to start a new connection. Okay. click over here in the corner, and they have a video showing you exactly how to set up the tutorial, which is really cool.
Welcome to StockSync. We will be showing you on how to use the feed settings page. This is the first step of the settings. In this step, you will set up the connection method and the format for StockSync able to retrieve your inventory file as it is. For the update products feed, there are over 40.
I'm not going to watch it, but just walk through that whole thing. Obviously, you're going to follow their directions and set up everything you need to set up. And if you have any questions on specifically how to do it, drop a link in the comment section below. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to update this video lesson when I actually have one set up for my store. So I can show you kind of what it looks like. Maybe go over some of the things that I have to troubleshoot in order to get it to work right. Okay. So I'll see you in that future lesson video. Alright guys, in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to create an automation that's really simple in Shopify. So if you get an order for a product and you want to have it automatically send that supplier a purchase order template, just go into your settings to your shipping settings and go down to accounts and integrations. And then what you're going to do is create a custom order fulfillment. You're just going to be adding an email. And so whatever that happens to be, so example supplier 1 example at example.com. Okay. You created a custom order fulfillment, and now all you need to do is go to products and choose the supplier's products, whatever that happens to be. By the way, this only works through email. Okay, and then you change the inventory from managed by Shopify to managed by example supplier 1. Okay, and when that's done, then you'll be able to have it automatically send a purchase order to the supplier when you get an order, and it's really simple. So you can go ahead and set that up and get that going. The only thing you want to keep in mind is that when you do that, you're not going to be able to look at the purchase orders before they get sent, right? So you really want to make sure your inventory is kept up, and you also want to make sure your pricing is correct, that you're not going to be losing money on any particular product if maybe the shipping costs are really high, that kind of thing. So check with your suppliers on shipping costs and stuff like that and make sure that they're correctly set up. And if you have any issues with it, just drop a comment below or contact Shopify. They have 24/7 support, and they'll help you through it as well. Alright guys, so in order to automate social media posting, I found that there's a really cool Shopify app called Outfi, and I'll link in the description to that, so click the link below. And when you sign up for your account, you're going to be prompted to pay, and you don't need to at first, so just do a free account. I believe with a free account you can only link Facebook, or maybe it's Facebook and Pinterest only, but with a paid account, you can link also like Facebook, Pinterest, and then YouTube, which are usually the 3 channels I focus on. You can also link Instagram as well, and then TikTok. So what this app will do to you is once you have your networks linked, is that you can create automatic posts. And so you can create product posts, you can create image posts, video posts, and for the video platforms, you can create long form and short form videos. So go through the platform, set up the automations, and what I do is I choose 1 post per day per network, and then shoot it out. It'll schedule it for you. It'll automatically post it. They have a bunch of different templates you can choose from, but mainly the thing is that you can just use all their templates. It's not the best thing. It's kind of just like short form, videos that are not super in depth or anything like that. It's not going to like tell a bunch of stuff about the product or anything. It's not that good. But it will just show the product and the price and have a call to action. So it's decent for getting content out there right away, right off the bat. And later on, you can go ahead and maybe hire somebody to do content that's better. But for now, this is a great way to get started. So just go ahead and click the link, get the app going, and yeah, good luck out. started today and get your calls answered. All right, guys, in this lesson, I'm going to talk to you about creating video trainings for your virtual assistants. It's really important when you go to outsource your customer service and your sales that you create really simple, easy to follow training for your VAs. So virtual assistants we're going to be hiring are in the Philippines, and they work for around $3 per hour to start with. And so they're not going to be like the most trained, super advanced virtual assistants. We're going to have to create some training for them to follow our business model. So throughout this course, I've showed you how to use this master spreadsheet. This is the master spreadsheet I'm in right now in our Approved Suppliers tab. You're going to have all sorts of tabs in your spreadsheet, from onboarding to potential suppliers, categories, tasks that need to be done, accounts, let's see here, your supplier onboarding, your free gifts, negative keywords, reviews, product optimization. All this is the stuff that needs to be done to scale your business. But the most important thing that your VA for customer service is going to be looking at is, number one, your accounts, and number two, your approved suppliers. So they're going to be always digging in here to find the info for your approved suppliers and stuff like that. But the places that they're going to be always operating in from a day-to-day basis to keep in touch with customers is Shopify and Gmail and Zendesk, right? So Shopify, number one, is going to be used for follow-up and for order processing. So they'll have all the orders here and they'll be able to follow up with them and stuff like that. And like I showed you in the video on how to do that yourself, you want to create a training to show them how to go through here and how to tag you and how to, create the order comments and stuff like that, and how to organize orders or organize customers and stuff like that, so that they can always follow up on back orders, they can follow up on awaiting fulfillment, on shipped, stuff like that. So it's really important that you create the training for your VA on how to do that for your particular store, okay? It's also important that you get into Zendesk and do that as well, and that you show them how to communicate with your suppliers via Gmail. Basically, all the stuff you do on a normal everyday basis, you should be breaking them down into separate videos. In the future, I'll be creating a training course for my VAs for this store, and I'll be uploading that to the Masterclass as well, probably in a separate course entirely, because there's going to be a lot of videos to show every single little tiny thing that needs to be done on the store. And it's important to understand that you can't really just send them my videos, because that's my store. You could send them your videos though, and so that's key to understand, is sending them your videos is totally okay, but sending them my videos is probably not going to be the best thing. So definitely make your own videos for your own processes, and it's not that hard to do, and it's really simple, and use some sort of a screen sharing software. I use this program right here called ScreenFlow, and you can use that as well. And ScreenFlow is great. If you have a Mac, you can also use QuickTime. If you have a Windows computer, you can use ScreenFlow as well. ScreenFlow is like $100 or something like that, so it's not that expensive, and it's worth it because you can record yourself talking over your screen. All right, so that's it, guys. You need to make some training for your VA, so go and do that. Film yourself doing all the tasks you do throughout the day, and then upload them to your YouTube channel as unlisted videos into an unlisted playlist for your virtual assistants, and title them appropriately. Try to make it in order of how you go about doing things. Maybe separate them by titles, like one will be a series on Zendesk, one will be a series on Shopify orders, one will be a series on Gmail or something like that, and go through it. Just try to organize it nicely. When you hire virtual assistants, way easier to onboard them when you have all these training videos, because you can just have them watch the training videos for the first week or two, and then they'll have a better idea on how to do stuff. You're going to still have to work with them one-on-one for the first couple of weeks at least, so that they can get used to how to handle stuff like this, but after that they should be good to go. So with that said, guys, move into the next video, and we'll go ahead and get set up with online jobs and get your first job posted. But before you do that, go and create some videos for your VAs, for your future VAs. We'll see you in the next lesson. All right, guys, welcome to this lesson on setting up your online jobs account. So online jobs is our favorite place to go get very affordable freelancers who work from the Philippines. They'll do things like customer service and sales for your store. They'll also build your store, and they can manage other things. So click the link in the description. That's our referral link. It's ecommerceparadise.com/online-jobs, and it should take you here. And then you can click sign up at the top, and go ahead and click I want to hire, put your name, email, and password, and click register. I'll see you on the inside. All right, once you get into the online jobs dashboard and pay for your account and everything, you're going to be able to access all their sections where you can make job posts and you can save workers, you can read all their guides, and you can mark your hired workers in here as well if you want to. We don't actually use online jobs to manage our workers. We use a separate platform, which I'll get into next. But this is where you'll make your job post. So to make your job post, just click here. And in the next lesson, I'm going to walk you through how to make a job post for the first thing you're going to hire somebody for, which is customer service. So I'm really excited to get into that. So I will see you in the next lesson. All right, guys, welcome to the lesson on posting the jobs for your virtual assistants. Now, you're going to be hiring for a number of positions, and this is the job posting application. So really simply, you have a job title, full-time, part-time, or freelance. So depending on the position, usually I hire full-time. Job description, you can get the job descriptions in the templates below the video. I'm going to link to each one. And there's a number of different positions. I'm going to show you the examples of the job listings that I created. It's 5 different positions. Wage, salary, you can usually just put like depending on experience or something like that, but usually I hire around $800 a month for customer service and sales, and for more simple tasks, I usually hire around $3 an hour. $3 an hour full-time is about a decent wage for a Filipino. You can put the ID proof at 50, your email and your contact is right there. Just choose the primary skills that are most relevant to what you're hiring for, and you can post, and that's it. You can only have 3 active job posts at a time, so I recommend you do the most important ones first, and then after that, you do the other ones. So here are the job listings that I've created that you can extract ideas from. Number 1 is the customer service rep. So that's the title we made. And here is the job overview. Okay, so it's pretty simple. It's just exactly what our customer service reps will be doing for us, what we do on a daily basis, and kind of things we expect of them. And then we always request that they make some sort of an audio application speaking to us about past experience, what we worked on. What's the home situation like, home office, computer, internet speed, distractions, are you available immediately to work, and $3 an hour to start is okay. Next one I hire for is recruiters to make outbound recruiting calls to get suppliers, right? And similar thing, and I just want them to submit an application with video or audio. Shopify product listing assistant is the next thing I hire for. So it's pretty simple. I actually have them create a screen share video for me of them uploading a product that I chose from this website to Shopify, just to kind of show me that they have an idea on how to use Shopify and how to upload a product. The rest of the training I do, but yeah, this just gives me an idea that they actually have some prior experience, so I don't have to teach them from scratch. Next thing I hire for is Google Ads experts, people that have prior Google Ads experience, and then I show them the trainings in the course, and then they take it from there. But I just, again, want somebody with a little bit of prior experience to how the platform works and how it looks, so that, you know, kind of have a head start there. And then last thing after that is copywriter. So copywriters are really important for improving your product descriptions, making blog posts, and things like that. So I have a job posting for there, and that's how we hire. So it's really simple. So again, I'll be putting these into templates so you can copy and paste, and I'll put the links for these into the bottom of the article as well. Just go ahead and make your first job posting, whatever that happens to be, whatever position you want to hire for, and start hiring. In the next lesson, I'll show you how to conduct an interview appropriately with a virtual assistant. Hey guys, welcome to the lesson on conducting an interview. So interviewing a virtual assistant is a really simple thing. You're going to basically be going over the same things you had in your job posting, but just with them on the phone live right then and there. So you can get an idea of their personality and their voice, and just sort of like try to get to know them as a person. You can tell a lot from a person just from the way they sound and just from their tonality and their energy over the phone, right? So it's a really good idea to do that. Great way to do an interview is over Skype. I usually use Skype. You can also use Facebook Messenger if it happens to be available. Any method works great, but I highly recommend a video interview if possible. If not, then an audio interview will work, but it has to be over the phone at least. Just to reiterate, make sure you go over the job requirements again and just make sure that they fully understand what the job is all about, that they are actually qualified for the job. Make sure you restate the expectations, like they need to be maintaining a positive mental attitude with helpfulness. They need to be a fast learner. They need to be a team player and willing to communicate with other members of the team to get things done. They need to have great communication skills, need to show professionalism in all communication, and speak English fluently. Right? And then after they confirm that they understand the job requirements and the expectations, ask them some questions. These are the questions I usually ask them. It's the same ones that I ask them to submit an audio application in the interview, but sometimes they don't do that. It's what is your past experience? And so you'll learn a little bit about them, and make sure you take notes while you're doing this. Have you worked on dropshipping stores in the past? Any that sell high ticket? Hopefully they have. What is your home situation like? You want to get to know like what their home situation is like, where they live. For instance, if a Filipino lives inside the city, it's probably more likely that they're going to be more consistent because they'll have consistent internet and power. If they live outside the city, then chances are if they live in like a town or village or something like that, that they'll have inconsistent power and inconsistent internet. So there might be random days where they just disappear altogether and stop working, and you might wonder why. It's probably because their internet went down or power went down or something like that. All right, so you want to get to have an idea about their home office. What's their home office situation like? Do they have a good home office? What kind of computer do they have? How fast is their laptop? How much memory does it have? That kind of thing. How old is it? How new is it? Do they have a good microphone? A good headset that they can call from, and is it quality? It should be the same kind of a headset that you can tell from the phone interview how good quality it is, but you still want to know how good it is. And then you'll ask, how about distractions? Do they have kids? Do they have family they live with, etc.? What kind of distractions do they have? Do they have pets? You want to know, because sometimes if you hire somebody, a Filipino, especially with children, they're going to have distractions all day long with kids. And so it's going to be difficult to manage that. So I usually try to hire younger Filipinos that don't have kids and are not married, that are single. Are you available to immediately work full-time? And that's a big important question, because if they have other jobs right now and this is just a second job for them, then of course they're not going to be able to work full-time. So you need to make that clear with them. Are they available to work full-time? Is this going to be their only job? And is $3 an hour okay to start? You can always even start lower than that, $2, $2.50 an hour. It's up to you. I usually just like to pay $3 an hour. It's a good milestone, benchmark for hiring VAs. And at that point, you can make a hiring decision. So it should just be kind of a learning process for you as well for hiring. Don't be afraid to hire a VA if you have a pretty good feeling about them. Just onboard them, give them 1 to 2 weeks of kind of a probationary period to see how well they do, and go from there. And you'll never be disappointed. Really, you might be disappointed, but you'll never be making a mistake. Let's just put it that way, because with hiring, you have to go through kind of a learning process yourself, and you're going to be managing a lot. And it's a lot of learning how to manage people and how to deal with people and how to deal with employees. So you're never going to be wasting any time doing this. This is going to be something that's an ongoing thing as you grow your dropshipping store, as you scale and build new ones. You're going to have to get used to doing this if you want to live a good life. So do it, make the hiring decision, and move on to the next one when you have hired your first VA, and you can learn how to onboard them with our system. See you in the next video. Hey guys, welcome to the training on onboarding your virtual assistant. So in the link below, you'll see the link for the virtual assistant master spreadsheet. So go ahead and open this sheet and make a copy by going to File, Make a Copy. And you'll be able to put your own virtual assistant's data into the sheet, as well as have them fill out the information on the other tabs. So I'll walk you through it here. It's pretty simple. These are the positions we usually hire for. So the first one you'll probably hire for is customer service, which is at the bottom, but you can hire for all these other positions. So here's a link where you can put your job listing for your onlinejobs.ph job listing. You can put the name of the hiree here, their email address, a link to the timesheet, which I'll shortly show you. Link is in the description as well. The agency contractor you use for that same job. If you happen to use like an ad agency instead of hiring a VA, you can put here the email. And then the current project they're working on goes here, and then some other resources for that person if they have like a separate email for a PayPal account, something like that. All right, and then the next tab is the work report guidelines that we use for our VAs. So number one is what. So first thing they're going to do is what you plan to work on that day. When do you post? At the beginning every day. And where? The group project message board you're a part of. Okay. Number two, what you accomplished that day at the end of each day is when you post it in the group message board. If you don't finish anything completely, just post about being in progress and how much work there is still to do. If you don't work that day, that's okay. Please post that you didn't work. That's about it. Here's where you'll put all your business info for the VAs so that they can, run and operate the dropship stores. And here is where you'll have the VA enter their team work schedule. So just their name and department, email, time zone, and when they're available. All right, pretty simple. And make sure you use this to help you stay organized. So make a copy of that. Next, you'll make a copy of the virtual assistant hour tracking sheet template, which is in the description as well. Make a copy. And this is for each particular VA will have their own one of these that will not be shared between the VAs, or at least not be available to be viewed by the other VAs if you have a team. Let's see. So first they do is each day they enter the date, the description of the work done, number of hours they worked, and it should automatically calculate the pay per hour when you add it up. So if they enter the hours down here, all you have to do, because this will automatically calculate that row, is like say they entered 5, 6, 6, 5, right? And then the week's over. So you have to go equals sum of that and then hold down shift and hit enter or tab, and it'll tally up all this in right here. And then you can just right here put the date you paid and the transaction, PayPal transaction or whatever, just paid, it's fine. So that's how that works. Really simple. So make a copy of this and take that link and put it into the master spreadsheet, of course next to their name, right? And next, send them the onboarding email template, which is in the description below as well. Replace the underlines with your company name. And I would suggest making a video, which I always do, introducing them to your stores, showing them the hour tracking sheet, showing them the VA master sheet, and showing them your Facebook Workplace, which I'm going to show you shortly as well, what it looks like. So you put a link to the hour tracking sheet here, the master sheet goes here. If you want to give them access to the course, you can do that. Put your email and password here so they can log in, see the trainings. And then you'll be creating an account for them at facebookworkplace.com, be inviting them over. So that's the email that you send them. And here is Facebook Workplace. It's what it looks like now. It's constantly changing because they're updating their software all the time. But just go to workplace.facebook.com, link is in the description below, and click Add People, and you will add your new employee there. All right, so pretty simple, and just get that going, guys. Onboard your VA, start training them on your store, and I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, welcome to the lesson on paying your virtual assistant. So it's a really simple process to pay your VA. When you're done with the hour tracking sheet template, if you added up the hours and you take the total amount that you pay them, just type their email into here. This is in PayPal, by the way, under Money. And what you do is you go to Money and you click on Send or Request, left-hand sidebar. And then from there, you will put their email in. Let's just say my virtual assistant, Carlo. I'm going to pay him right now, $50, right? And you have to make sure it says paying for an item or service, because if you pay a friend, it's not going to actually create a 1099 for them. And so you cannot deduct that payment you paid the VA from your taxes, because it's never going to send that VA a 1099 form. So PayPal manages the 1099 form, so you don't have to. Just make sure you choose an item or service and put down the date that you paid or whatever, or even the line from the spreadsheet, row 5 or something like that, whatever it happens to be. So, or the pay period, that would make more sense. Put the pay period in there from this date to that date. Yeah, that's how you pay a VA. It's usually through PayPal. It's really simple. They should all have PayPal accounts. One more service, if PayPal doesn't work for some reason, is Zoom. Zoom is a PayPal service that kind of acts like a cash withdrawal service in the Philippines, and you can send money through Zoom, and it's really simple and easy for them to withdraw it. So yeah, but it does cost $4.99, whereas PayPal usually costs a little bit less, and the VA will always end up paying the fee on that as well. So anywho, good stuff to know. Definitely pay your VAs out consistently. I usually pay mine every 2 weeks. because every week is kind of too much. Every 2 weeks is good, and they're usually cool with it. So, but make sure you pay them on time, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson. Hey guys, welcome to the lesson on managing your virtual assistants. So I'm going to give you some just practical tips here for managing your VAs on a day-to-day basis. First and foremost, stay organized, because your virtual assistants will perform a lot better if the things that they need, the resources they need, are all in one place. So whatever that means for your business, usually that's all of your accounts in one place on your master spreadsheet. Make sure you keep your master spreadsheet for your dropship store really well organized, because it's going to help them do their job. Number 2, make sure you're communicating with your team consistently every single day. Expect them to make those work reports in the morning and the evening when they start and when they end, so that you know what they're doing, and that if they have any questions that they are asking you, and you just need to really establish a culture of communication. Communication is the best possible way you're going to be able to get things actually done in your business, and you're going to actually be able to grow it. The next thing is expect your VAs to ask you questions. Let them know every single time that there's an issue, hey, you need to ask me if there's a confusion. Because sometimes they'll get confused on little things and they'll feel bad and not want to bother you, so they'll just move on to the next thing. But in reality, they should ask you and overcome that instead. So you need to make it really clear and easy for them to communicate with you and ask questions and get problems resolved on the point, on the spot. All right, and expect that these VAs are going to have emergencies in their life, okay? They're human beings just like all of us. And everybody's going to have something come up, like a health issue, or their internet goes out, or there's something issue with their power, or their computer breaks, or something like that. There's always these weird emergencies because they're people just like we are. So expect that and just go with the flow. You don't need to be a crazy manager and freak out if they can't make work one day or something like that. Just understand that things happen, and hopefully they'll come back. But just expect them to have issues, and when it happens, be okay with it. But of course, you need to make sure that they understand that you expect them to work also. So set clear expectations, maybe set a certain amount of sick days off per year, that kind of a thing. And being a good employer also means being a good leader. So show them how you want your business run by running it yourself a little bit as well. So make sure you show them, exactly how you want things to be done, because then that way they will know. If there's any issues with customers that are like really touchy and the VA is having a hard time dealing with it, just hop in and deal with it yourself, and then make some sort of a process or training to overcome that in the future. Like for instance, if you have some returns and you want to be able to make it so that the VA can make decisions on their own, just say, hey, if it's going to cost anything under $100 to handle this customer, to get this all taken care of, just go ahead and put it through. Because then that way you won't have to deal with that customer. The VA will deal with them, and you won't even have to deal with the VA asking you questions. They'll just deal with it right then on the spot, as long as it's under $100. If it's over $100, make sure you ask me first so that I can approve, and then with managerial approval, you'll be able to push it through. So just keep that in mind, that the more you equip your virtual assistants to be able to run your business for you and grow it, the more they'll be able to run and grow it. So equip them with the resources they need and the trainings they need, systems and processes in place, and make sure that you follow up with them all the time and communicate constantly. As soon as you hire a VA, give them a 2-week training period, and after that, expect them to know their stuff really well and work with minimal supervision. And if for some reason they show issues, like they're constantly disappearing on you and stuff like that, or maybe they have a bad attitude or something changes, don't be afraid to fire somebody also. Yes, it is difficult to let somebody go after you've trained them a lot, but as long as you've made training videos and put all the resources together, the second time around will be nearly as time consuming as the first time. Just know that. And yes, you're always going to have a churn rate in any business with your employees, so just get used to it. It's another thing, people often just disappear and quit and get tired of it, or other things come up, or maybe they get another job offer and they make more money, so they go somewhere else. But the more you establish a relationship with your virtual assistant, the more likely they'll stay and work with you. The more that you create a company culture around your the why of what you do things for. Maybe like in your niche, you're helping families overcome poverty or something like that. Maybe try to come up with some sort of a company culture of how you're helping people, because that kind of a thing will get people to want to work with you rather than other people, because they know that they're having a bigger effect on the world around them. That's kind of a bad example, but yeah, like for instance, if you sell things in the home, maybe you're giving money to a charity that helps homeless people find homes. And so you can kind of tell your VAs about that. Hey, look, we're helping people, homeless people find homes all across the world. And they'll be like, wow, this is so cool. I work for a company that does all these amazing things. And, giving people a reason to work for you that's beyond just the money is really important. So keep in mind, employees don't always work for the money. They often work for a pat on the back and a high five and a, hey, great job. And, a well done. So treat your employees well and say nice things to them, build them up. If they make a mistake, don't beat them up for it. Just try to get to the root of the problem and solve it and create a system in place so that it doesn't happen again. Really simply. All right, so that's some practical tips for managing your virtual assistants. You'll learn a lot more as you go, and a lot of it's just kind of a mindset stuff and getting better at it yourself. So good luck out there, and if you have any questions, comment below, and yeah, have a great time managing your virtual assistants.